Hello everyone, hey, I'm back with a video lecture and today we are going to discuss to conducting a qualitative analysis. Basically, how we can conduct a qualitative analysis of human movement, a skill that is very essential for physical therapists, coaches, clinicians, and patients. Qualitative analysis is more than just observing movements. It's a dynamic, evolving process that requires step by step attention to reach the detail, the critical thinking, and it basically gets with the experience. Let's break it down like step by step, okay? In the start, they have told us that despite careful planning, new questions always emerge during observation. So remember, it doesn't mean that you have formulated the question in the starting of any of these planning. You don't have any other questions emerge during the process of observation. So during the process of analysis, during the process of qualitative analysis, you can get a new questions. Okay, movement patterns may change as learning occurs. So particularly in beginners, maybe the questions does not emerge because they doesn't have that much of expertise. But later on or in the later stages, you find out that yes, there are certain other questions that are emerging during observation. For example, a golfer's swing might show inconsistency, and you might think that inconsistency is the cause of some other condition, but maybe there are other factors that are affecting them, maybe some environmental factors, the clothing factors, or something else. Okay, we can discuss this later on. And us basically this is the simplest example I am giving it to you so you can understand that how we can just discuss this. Okay, this means qualitative analysis is not a rigid or fixed. It evolves based on what we see and learn during the observation process. Because this is a continuous analytical process, so the process of analysis is cycling and ongoing. Okay, for instance, formulate an initial analysis, then collect the observation, then refine or update your analysis. Okay, and this process may repeat several times as you gather more information. Okay, so you have that flowchart in your book that shows this process in a very depth. Okay, first, we have formulated the question as we have discussed in the previous lecture, or we have seen that we have to formulate the question during the planning process, and then you have to make decision according, basically taking in consideration of the viewing angle, viewing distance, performer attire, the environmental modifications, the use of videos, and etc etc. So that means there are many other things that are affecting this question formulation, and then you can make decision. Now after making the decision, you see that there are other questions that are arising during the process. Then you again collect the observation like visual, auditory, like from performer for other analysts, and then you can interpret that in observation again. When you can interpret that observation again, you can communicate also with the help of after interpreting. You can find out that there are some other consideration you have to take care of. Then you can communicate with the performer. Maybe there are certain emotional factors, psychological factors, maybe some other condition, maybe their moods are not good. Many other things are affecting their that performance. So you have to understand the person or the performer in a very depth way, and then you can refine the question and make decision or add or the other thing, maybe after communicating with the performer you can just end the analysis. Okay, so this is the basically the process that is maybe refine question, make decision, and then again the cyclic process continues. And if the everything is good to go, then you can just end the analysis and find out the results. Okay, so basically, this is how you can understand that this is the process that you have to understand. Formulate an initial analysis, collect observation, refine or update your analysis, And then after that you can repeat several times and again gathering the more information, and if there are any requirement for that. For instance, you have to find out the key elements of the performer, like you have to focus on the critical aspects. For example, you can just take a person of the softball pitcher, okay, observe the general issue, maybe insufficient ball speed, then narrow it down to the upper limb mechanics or the mechanics of his body, then finally identify the specific problem, that is maybe there are insignificant wrist snap. Okay, there are certain things that you have to take in consideration before getting into the result. Sorry, and that helps you reach the target and the root cause of the issue. So majorly, this is the main issue that you have found out. Maybe age, gender, any other thing are also affecting the patient characteristics. Maybe any developmental, maybe any skill level. Okay, maybe he is just a no voice performer. Maybe this is their first game. There are certain kind of pressure on the patient. There is nervous pressure. Maybe he is not psychologically available. Other things are also. With that, the physical traits are also present. Maybe there are certain conditions that patient want to hide his physical condition, but you have to find that out. Maybe gender is also maybe expecting less from girls may discourage them from fully engaging in or mastering a skill. So there are stereotypes as well. So you have to take care of everything. Maybe there are cultural, maybe there are puberty related issues. So you have to understand everything, and then you have to. And sometimes there are just the clothing factors as well, as we have discussed that there are loose or tight clothings are affecting the patient condition at that time. Maybe the direction of the sun, okay, the sun maybe enter into their eyes, and this is also the cause of that. Maybe the performer is just tired, okay, he doesn't want to perform that. Maybe there are issue with the equipments they're using, the bat, the ball, the any other thing. Maybe the sounds around him is also affecting the patient, performer condition. So it is basically we are discussing the performer. That's why I'm telling it to you that that is same goes for the patient as well. So maybe this is the things that is taking in consideration. So you have to understand and finding out the errors in your decision, and then at the end you can make the proper treatment planning or your proper training program for your performer or the patient, and then you can understand that okay, this is the final point that is important. So observation skills improve with practice. Always remember, the more you observe, the more you sharpen your abilities to identify and diagnose any errors. So novices or the new practitioners may require more practice before reaching that skills. Maybe there are certain other things that are affecting the analyst as well, but you have to take care of everything as well. So to sum up, stay flexible, focus on what matters, know your performer, observe with all their senses, seek input, but trust your eyes. Okay, what you are saying is very important. Work as a team. You can just discuss with analysts as well, and most important, practice. Always practice, because practice is very important when you are working as a doctor or you are working as a physical therapist at certain levels. So you have to understand that practice is very important. So this is all for today, and thanks for watching. If you have any query you can ask, and hope so you can understand that. Bye bye.